In this video, we will discuss combinatorics. So the subject is discrete mathematics and the topic is combinatorics. What is combinatorics? Combinatorics is a study of making different arrangements or different combinations. So let us take some examples. Firstly, have you ever counted the number of games n teams would play if each team played every other team exactly once? How many games should be there if n teams are playing and each team played every other team exactly once? Let us consider there are 8 teams and each team has to play with every other team. Then how many number of matches will be played? Now secondly, let us take another example. Have you ever attempted to trace through a network without removing your pencil from the paper and without tracing any part of the network more than once? So can we draw any network, any type of diagram, any type of graph without removing our pencil from the paper and without overlapping the network? Similarly, have any one of you ever played a Sudoku puzzle? A Sudoku puzzle, which consists of a 9 by 9 square, it contains 9 smaller squares, 9 3 by 3 smaller squares, and this is basically a combination of digits from 1 to 9, and we have to arrange these digits from 1 to 9 in such a manner that every row and every column and every small 3 by 3 square contains the digits 1 to 9 exactly once without repetition. So how many combinations, such combinations can be there? How many Sudoku puzzles can be formed using these 9 digits 1 to 9? So these all type of problems are considered under combinatorial theory. So what is combinatorics? Combinatorics is basically concerned with arrangements of the objects of a set into patterns satisfying specific rules. Combinatorics is concerned with arrangement of objects of a set into patterns which satisfies some specific rules or some specific conditions. For example, in Sudoku puzzle, we have to arrange the digits 1 to 9 satisfying some specific conditions, and the conditions are each row should contain the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. Each column should contain the digits 1 to 9 once only. Similarly, each block, each smaller block, 3 by 3 block, that contains the digits 1 to 9 exactly once. So these are the specific conditions. So arranging some objects, arranging the objects of a set while they satisfy some specific rules. So this type of problems are concerned under the topic of combinatorics. So here we have two types of general problems. One is existence of the arrangement and other is classification of the arrangement. So firstly I write combinatrix is concerned with the arrangement of the objects of a set into some patterns which satisfy some specific rules. So we consider two types of problems generally under this topic. First is existence of such an arrangement, and secondly classification or enumeration of the arrangement. So firstly, existence. So first of all, we talk about existence of arrangement. So if one wants to arrange the objects of a set so that it satisfies some given conditions, some specific rules, then it is not always possible whether such an arrangement is possible. Such an arrangement always exists. So our first concern is whether an arrangement of the given set is possible or not, which satisfies the given specific rules. But if such arrangement is not possible, then it is appropriate to ask that under what condition it will exist. If such an arrangement does not exist, then we ask under what conditions this type of arrangement will exist. So we will discuss both the necessary and sufficient conditions so that the desired arrangement can be achieved. And this thing is considered under the topic of existence of arrangement. And second is classification of arrangement. So if specific arrangement is possible, then we consider that whether there is only one such arrangement or there can be more than one arrangements. If they are more than one, then can we count them or can we do not count them? Secondly, if we cannot count such arrangements, then can we classify them into some types, into some classes? So these type of problems are considered under the second part, classification of arrangement. So two other combinatorial problems, they often occur under this subject, and that are study of the known arrangement, study of a non-arrangement. Now let us say we have an arrangement. We are saying that there exists some arrangement. Then that arrangement satisfies certain specific conditions. Then we discuss its properties, we discuss its structure. Then all these things are discussed under this study of a non-arrangement. For a non-arrangement which exists, we study its properties, its structure, etc. Or we can say we analyze that arrangement. So this third portion is basically analytic portion that analyzes the given arrangement which satisfies some specific conditions. And the fourth one is construction of an optimal arrangement. Construction of an optimal arrangement. So now I'm using here the word optimal. So if more than one arrangements are possible, then we have to determine that arrangement which satisfies some optimality criteria. That is, we will find a best or optimal arrangement in some given sense, in some prescribed sense. For example, in case of cost of something to be produced, so that arrangement which minimizes the cost, that will be optimal. In case of profit, the arrangement which maximizes the profit, that will be optimal. So out of the given arrangements, we find the optimal arrangement satisfying some optimality criteria, which means that arrangement which meets some conditions that will make that arrangement the best. So basically, now we can say combinatorics is concerned with number 1, existence, number 2, enumeration, third, analysis, and fourth is optimization of discrete structures. So we can write briefly as combinatorics is concerned with existence, enumeration, analysis, and optimization of discrete structures. Now, what are the tools of combinatorics? So one of the principal tools of combinatorics is mathematical induction. Mathematical induction. I think we all know about mathematical induction. Mathematical induction is a powerful procedure, and it is especially so powerful in combinatorics. Oftenly, it is easier to prove a stronger result than a weaker result with mathematical induction. We can prove using mathematical induction the stronger results easily. We have to verify more in inductive step. The inductive hypothesis is stronger. Similarly, we have more tools like pigeonhole principle, etc., etc. So now we here consider an example: perfect covers of chessboard. The first example is perfect cover of chessboard. All of you have seen a chessboard. So a basic chessboard, an ordinary chessboard, that is divided into 64 squares in 8 rows and 8 columns. Now suppose we have to cover the chessboard with the dominoes pieces which cover exactly 2 adjacent squares of the chessboard. So let us say we have a chessboard 8 by 8, 64 squares chessboard, and we have dominoes. The size of one domino is exactly equal to size of 2 squares of chessboard, and we have to cover the chessboard with the dominoes. So it is possible to arrange 32 dominoes on the chessboard so that no two dominoes overlap, and every domino covers two squares. That means 32 dominoes, they will cover all the chessboard without overlapping. So we call this type of arrangement is a perfect cover of the chessboard by dominoes. We call this type of arrangement is a perfect cover of chessboard by dominoes, or tiling of the chessboard by dominoes. So this is an easy arrangement problem, and we can construct many different perfect covers for this type of arrangement. If we have a chessboard which has 64 squares and we have to cover that chessboard by dominoes, and each domino covers two squares of the chessboard, then we need only 32 dominoes to cover all of the chessboard without overlapping, and we can find many such covers. Let us see how many. So the number was found by Fisher in 1961, and this number is to be the number 12,988,816, or you can say this is the number equals to 2 raised to 4, 17 square into 53 square. So this is a very large number. That means we can find this much number of perfect covers for a chessboard which is to be covered by dominoes. Now this is the ordinary chessboard. Now let us replace this ordinary chessboard by any general chessboard which is divided into mn squares lying in m rows and n columns. Firstly, we have a chessboard with 8 rows and 8 columns. That means 64 squares. Now let us say we have a chessboard with 8 rows and 8 columns having mn squares. Sorry, m rows and n columns having mn squares. Now can we again find a perfect cover? So let us take m and n both are equal to 3. Let us take 3 by 3 chessboard. So if we take 3 by 3 chessboard, then we cannot cover the chessboard by dominoes, because 3 by 3 is 9 squares. Each domino covers 2 squares and we will left with 1 square. So we cannot find such an arrangement. That means the necessary condition for the existence of such perfect cover is that m and n, at least one of them should be even. At least one of m and n should be even. Or in other words, we can say the number mn should be even. That means number of squares of the chessboard is even. Now consider once again 8 by 8 chessboard, and now we cut two diagonally opposite corner squares. So let us take this 8 by 8 chessboard let us see, this is 8 by 8 chessboard, and we cut the two diagonally opposite squares. We cut this square and then we cut this square. Now we have left with this portion of the chessboard. Now can we find again a perfect cover of this pruned board? Think about it. Can we find a perfect cover of this pruned board? Now this pruned board, this is very close to the given 8x8 chessboard, and we have already found that there exists this much number of perfect covers for the complete chessboard. But for the prune board, you will be surprised to see that there is no such arrangement. Now why? Now the reasoning is, in an ordinary 8x8 chessboard, two adjacent squares are alternatively colored, black and white. So if we cut two diagonally opposite corners, that means we are cutting the same color square, either black or white. So cutting these two squares will leave, let us say, 32 black and 30 white squares. Let us say we have cut two white squares because the opposite diagonals, they will be of same color. Then this pruned board has left with 32 black and 30 white squares. And if we place dominoes on this board, then each domino will cover one black and one white square. Each domino will cover one black and one white square because two adjacent squares are of different colors. That means the prune board has no perfect color because the prune board has 32 black and 30 white squares. And if each domino covers one black and one white, then 30 dominoes will cover 30 black and 30 white squares, but two black squares will be left. So we cannot find such an arrangement in this prune board. So there is no perfect cover for the prune board. Now let us take some another example again of chessboard. Let us say 4x5 chessboard, again with black and white squares. So sometimes it happens that so now we are saying that dominoes will cover the board if number of black squares and number of white squares will be equal, because this prune board this has no such arrangement, and we are saying it has no such arrangement because it has 32 black and 30 white squares. That means we are saying if number of black and white squares are equal, then in this case a perfect cover will be existing. But sometimes number of white and number of black squares will be equal, but again no such arrangement is possible. So let us take that type of example. Let us take this board, 5x4 board. So 5x4 board, it contains even number of squares. So by our necessary and sufficient condition, it contains arrangement. Now let us say we have cut this, then this, let us say this. We have cut these four squares. Now because this is a chessboard, so this should be, let us say, white colored square, this should be black, then again white, then black, this is white, so this should be black, this is white, this is black, this is white. Then this is black, white, black, white, black, white. Then it is black, white, black, black, white. So we have this chessboard, out of which we have removed these 4 squares. Now can we find a perfect cover for this type of pruned board? Now in this board, the number of white squares left, that is 8. Again the number of black squares left, that is also 8. Both are equal, but we cannot still find such a perfect cover. So let us see how. This white board has no adjacent block here as well as here. So no domino can cover this. For example, one domino covers these 2 squares, black and white. One domino covers these 2 squares or these 2 squares, and so on. But this first square, this white square, it is not covered by any domino, because this part of the board is removed. Similarly, this part of the board is removed. So again, we cannot find a perfect cover for this type of problem. So basically our question is, what are the necessary and sufficient conditions for a pruned board to have a perfect cover? So we will discuss these type of problems in detail later on, and we will find a complete solution. So our basic concern is these type of problems are considered under combinatorics. Some more examples you can consider under this, that is coloring of B by B board, coloring by B into B square board with B colors. Then magic squares. Magic square means you consider a 4 by 4 chessboard that is perfectly covered with 8 dominoes, and that magic square contains 4 digits. Let us say 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 by 4 square. Each row, each column should contain 1, 2, 3, 4 exactly once. So we will consider all these type of problems under the theory of combinatorics. Then 4 color problem, this is also considered under this topic. Problem of 36 officers. The shortest route problem, maybe we have to go from one place to other place. We have to find the shortest route, and this type of problem, shortest route problem, this is considered under the optimization problems. We have many arrangements, we have many routes to go from one place to other, but we have to find the best route in the sense which has the shortest distance. So that problem is shortest route problem, which will be considered under the graph theory. Then mutually overlapping circles. So firstly understand this, what is combinatorics and which type of problems they are considered under combinatorics. So that's all for this video. We will discuss many problems in the next videos.